the King, Jerry Lawler. Stacy is with him. And I know he has a couple of things he wants to be talking about here today. Stacy leads the way. Matter of fact, the King and Stacy are going to be, you two are going to be over in Jonesboro tonight, I understand, right?
We are looking forward to being over in Jonesboro. It's been a long time. You know, Jonesboro, other than Memphis, of course, has some of the greatest wrestling fans that have ever been. And we're going to be over there tonight, Earl Bell Community Center, and a big match tonight for me. Top Gun match, and the loser is going to have to crown the winner. Now, you know, that would be a little embarrassing for me to have to put a crown on somebody else's head, and I don't think that's going to happen tonight in Jonesboro, but that's going to be big. But before we talk any more about that, I did promise everybody last week that I want to briefly give an update on the big movie that I've been making with Jim Carrey. Story of Andy Kaufman, of course. It's called Man on the Moon. We did finish filming last week, and I think it's no secret. Everybody realizes that the very first time that I was on the set with Jim Carrey, he and I didn't exactly hit it off. I mean, he was so into this role of being Andy Kaufman that I guess he just thought that he should not like the King very much. And we did wind up having a little altercation, and I was expecting that when we went back to film the David Letterman sequence, well, I didn't know what to expect actually, and they had all kind of extra security for the Letterman people and the movie people. But as soon as we walked in, I call him Andy Kaufman myself. Jim Carrey comes walking up, and he says, "Look, let's be professional about this. Let bygones be bygones. Put all that stuff behind us. This is the last day of shooting on the movie." And the guy, as a matter of fact, the guy was a perfect gentleman, and everything went fine. I got a couple of shots here. Watch this first shot. I mean, there's a lot of talent in this. The man in the foreground is Milos Forman. He's the director of the movie. There on the right is Danny DeVito. You see Jim Carrey right behind Milos Forman, and, of course, David Letterman right in there with Jim Carrey.
Where are you, Jerry?
I'm standing there with my back to the camera over on the left. I don't know what happened on that, and I think you took that picture, Stacy. I'm not sure.
Well, you got up too soon.
But anyway, the next shot, as you can see here, there we are, big pals.
Man, he looks a lot like Andy in that picture right there.
Yeah, and that I think is a shot right after. And I thought things were going to get a little out of hand because I did go ahead. You know, I had to slap him in the sequence there and in the movie. And when I did slap him, it knocked him right out of the chair. I mean, it wasn't like a movie slap. I knocked him right out of the chair and busted his lip. And now here's.
What does Stasiak do? Shawn Stasiak has wandered out. He's across the studio. Out, looks like flirting with some of the audience here. Come on, Stasiak. This is interview time for Jerry and Stacy.
Hey, Stasiak. I mean, this guy thinks everybody's in love with him. I guess he thinks he's a big movie star or something.
Well, he's definitely in love with his own body, no doubt about that.
Anyway, we got a couple more shots to show real quick. If you can get back to, I mean, we've seen enough of Shawn Stasiak. There was Paul Schaefer, of course, from the David Letterman show, and he got a little out of hand. I did have to rein him in a little bit. And then, of course, there it is, all smiles now. The movie's finished, with the exception of being edited, and it should be released sometime next fall. Have you got a problem?
Sean, this is their interview time. What are you doing out here?
Nobody wants to hear about Jim Carrey. I mean, I'm the real star. This is the blue chipper. Look at this physique right here.
Yeah, well, next time you make $20 million for a movie, maybe somebody will want to hear about you, huh?
Let me tell you something, Lawler. I just got back talking to Mr. Hales, and he just signed a match between you and I tonight in Jonesboro for that Top Gun match. Right. The winner gets his head crowned right there with that piece of gold right there. And I thought to myself, how humiliating is it going to be for the King? After all these years, you've been the King. How humiliating, how embarrassing is it going to be for you to place that crown on the new King, Shawn Stasiak, the blue chipper?
Well, you know what? I'm not really too worried about that because there's been a lot of guys, Shawn Stasiak, a lot of guys bigger and a lot of guys certainly better looking than you that have come through this area right here in Memphis and Jonesboro. And how many times have we said, I'm the new king? How many times have we heard people say, I'm going to take the crown? And as far as I'm concerned, you're just another one in that long list, Shawn. You got to prove it. You got to let your actions speak louder than that big mouth of yours.
Well, I'm not going to waste my precious time talking about the credentials of the past of people that you've beaten. You've never faced a more diverse, more well-rounded, more good-looking athlete as myself. And moving on to more important matters, Stacy. You know, just like you and all the other women here in Tennessee, ever since the blue chipper has arrived here in Tennessee, you have not been able to keep your eyes off me. I know you can't resist the temptation you have to put your hands all over this beautiful body. I'm willing to forget the episode, the little stunt you pulled last week, and give you a second chance. Everybody deserves a second chance. But this, however, will be your last chance to walk away with greatness, to walk away with stardom, to walk away with 6'5", 250 pounds of shredded steel, and not to mention sex appeal. You have your chance right now, baby. What do you say?
I don't think so.
Well, there's another rejection for you, Mr. Stasiak.
She didn't even really have to think it over, did she?
That was pretty quick.
All right. You just made the biggest mistake of your life.
Well,
because I am absolutely it.
Yeah. Well, he's convinced. He's convinced that he is the man, that he is the perfect specimen.
I heard him say he thinks he's it. I think he left out a couple of letters in that.
Well, there he goes, Shawn Stasiak. King, Stacy, thanks for sharing the pictures of the big movie there. You know what? I think we ought to just take a little short time out here. We will, well, before we do that, let me tell you again about some of the action that is going to be coming up here. The Young Guns title match is coming up. Kid Wicked is going to be out here a little bit later on going against Aaron O'Grady. This O'Grady came in and I think surprised the wrestling world. I know he surprised us as he came in.
Talent.
He was able to defeat Kid Wicked in his first shot at the Young Guns title. After coming in here, he won the title and has been able to hang on to it. We'll see what happens here in just a little while. All right. What? Well, I was something in the. I was going to take a break now, but something's going on outside. Let's see.
Wait,
What?
Lawler's down.
Lawler down on the floor.
Yeah.
What is happening here? That's Aubrey Wayne and
There's Buddy.
Mr. Coffee. Buddy Wayne checking out Lawler. I don't see Stacy either. Where is Stacy? Lawler apparently smacked in the back of the head. And Stacy would be hovering right over him, and I don't see that.
It's Christmas sale days at Watson's.
Pool tables,
Air hockey, foosball, game tables, and two-piece cues.
gas logs, only $99.
Tanning beds and face tanners.
Vent-free fireplaces.
That's Watson's.